Good day, everybody. How's it going out there? Well, in this video, I'm going to share my opinion because opinions are like arses and everybody has one. So, this is more of a video that's sort of just a reaction to something I saw online. And I don't want to plan on doing these often. I'll probably put these as placeholders for if I fail to record a video faster. It's called Evergreen. It's an evergreen topic. So, basically, this will work at any time, in any place, and it helps with keeping content rolling. But at the same time, things like that. So nothing too big in the news. Hope it would be the case, hopefully, if I did that, or I'm being lazy. Either way, here we are. So today I'm going to talk about something I saw on social media a little bit, and an idea that one that I'm going to basically disagree with wholeheartedly, and I'm going to go over why. So the opinion here was shared on the social medias by a particular individual going, a strong merge to make an AARF, American Association of Retired Furry Cards, for gray muzzle discounts at furry conventions. Now, ideas are fun, and it's a clever acronym. AARF is a very, very clever acronym. And, as a silly little idea, it sounds great. It sounds like, oh, that's cool. That's a cool little thought and idea. Obviously, the challenge of organizing such a thing would be, how would you get those discounts? And how would you get it recognized to acquire such discounts? And obviously, there's the whole logistics side of that. And it makes the business brain tingle a little bit, going how would that work and all that kind of stuff. But on the same tone, I highly disagree with it, and with the concept and the idea. And the reason I disagree with the concept and the idea is because of what in my personal philosophy around money and how it's utilized and how it could be ethically utilized. We're in this fandom because we like this fandom. We're in this place because we like anthro characters, and this is the thing that we enjoy. This is our hobby. This is the thing we enjoy very, very, very much. And to me, trying to find some weird little loophole thingy that says, well, I want a discount on the things that I enjoy very, very, very much, is in essence very shady. Now, if you could get discounts on things that are tangential to furry and get you to furry things like travel expenses, hotel expenses, and things like that, I mean, all well and good. But what you could do to get that, I think the actual AARP, the actual, American retired persons thing, does that kind of discounting on actual non-furry related tangential expenses such as travel and lodging, and things such as that, where obviously a new institution coming in trying to do the same thing AARP is doing, only with less of with a more niche base, is going to be more than challenging. But that aside, we have to think about things like, this fandom's not getting any younger. I'm getting up there in age, for sure. I'm if you were to take the life expectancy of human beings, I'm about halfway there. I'm over the hill, basically. And to me, it seems rather selfish if I were to go, I'm old now and you should give me a discount. And it's I've always kind of felt that way about senior discounts a little bit. It seems to go under the assumption that being old means you have less to work with. Now, for some people, that could be the case, but it's not just based on age, right? It's a lot of people who are older have a lot of wealth, whether they have a paid off house or they have their finances in order. They're only, they only have to, take care of themselves. They don't have to take care of anyone else. Though, there are dinks and there are dual income, no kids. There are people who, don't have to worry about that kind of stuff anyway. But it's even more so for older folks who have, paid their expenses, pay their dues, like their, things. And it's like, what are the young folks supposed to make, buddy? Right? Especially as like the value of money gets depreciated. Like it gets harder and harder for younger folks to get a foothold. And to me, like AARP and these like old senior discount kind of things kind of exasperate that problem, that very problem of young people not being able to get a footfall. But going back to the whole, like, so there's obviously the whole age-ism thing about it. Like, it could very easily become older furries exploiting younger furries, for their talents and their tribe and their tributions. But as I said, my biggest beef with it is this is your fandom. This is the thing you're supposed to like. You should be like asking to give more money to talented folks who are creating cool things for you with anthro characters, with like fursuits and with things. Like, you shouldn't be like trying to stiff them using age or anything else. Because I'll summarize it like this. There was there's like, I've watched several finance YouTube channels, but one of the major quotes is, true frugality is cutting out all the nonsense and all the things that you have no interest in expending on, in exchange for putting money towards things that you really care for. Basically, the things that you like and enjoy. Like, the reason that you cut so harshly on things and plan things out and make sure that you lower your maintenance expenses, your utilities, your living, your shelter expenses, like your transportation expenses. The reason that you look to cut those things as low as you can to the bone within reason is so that you have more to work with when it comes to supporting and doing the things that you enjoy. And for your fandom is the thing that you enjoy, whether it's sports and hockey or like football or football. If it's one of those things, then it's one of those things. But if it's your fandom that you enjoy, you should not be looking for discounts, right? Now, you may have to be more discerning on the things that you buy, even within the fandom. And that's the challenge that I think a lot of fans get hard. Like, it's probably the most challenging part is like, this is the thing that I enjoy, but what thing within that thing do I focus my finances on? Because there's so many things I could buy a new fursuit. I could hire somebody to, update my avatar. I could buy a new avatar base. I could, and you can kind of get lost on the weeds. So knowing it's like, well, what is my primary objective in this group, and what are the things I really enjoy in this group? Who are the ones I really want to support in this group? And you find those and you basically lavish it, right? You say like, you did this thing for me. Here's some cash for your troubles, right? It's like building that sort of, that relationship. Now, furry can sometimes, and this is where things get even more challenging, is that furry sometimes calls itself a family, which I think, I guess another controversial opinion, I think that can get a little dangerous too. A lot of times furries get into these relationships where they're, it's business, but they make it personal, and it feels personal, but it's still business. And it's sort of like it's like family is different than business, and those are very different transactions. And one of the big examples is like, you wouldn't go to Thanksgiving dinner and then pay your mama like $100, like, thanks for the meal, Mom. Toss your mother $100 bill. She'd be like, what the hell are you doing? Like that's not the reason that like she does that for her family. Like, it's not for that money. It's not for money. It's for doing things that she enjoys for their family, right? If she enjoys cooking a good meal, if she enjoys, hanging out. If your dad enjoys making a good meal, I don't judge. But that's the whole thing, is that furries sometimes blur that line between business and family. And interestingly enough, I think that this makes it look like pushes furry more towards a business aspect and ratio, which is fine to understand that. It's like, well, I'm like the fandom isn't really a family to me. It's more like a transactions of businesses and dealers dens and things like that. But at the same time, it's like this is supposed to be the thing that you want to support, right? It's not like a big business that has like margins that you could cut into and get discounts for. Many furries like live beyond their means in a lot of cases. So at the end of the day, that's just my opinion on that. And I obviously might have a lot of people sharing their opinions, and I think that's a great idea. So, what is your thought on this concept of an idea of AARF? Do you guys think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? Obviously, you're probably going to be painted by my opinion, but if you have a strong disagreement with my opinion, then go ahead and do that. Feel free to do that in the comment section below. But anyways, thank you very much for watching today. Kick that like, kick the subscribe button, and kick a comment in the comment section. And I hope to see you again next time, and I hope it's good news, if there is news. Anyways, have a good one.